And hello and welcome. My name is Martin, and today what we're going to be doing is showing you how to set up a gold count, a counter that will allow you to be able to add math together, so that way it looks like your character is collecting things. So let's go ahead and see what this looks like. So you'll see that I have a widget that's up here in the top left hand corner. It says the word gold, and right now I have 0 gold. So I'm going to walk over to this tray. There's some nice gold. I'm going to pick that up, and I'm going to pick up 100. I go into it again. I don't know why it gave me the 350. Let's see. There we go. 700, 750, 800. So I've got it on 50. I don't know why sometimes it gives me 100. I think it's how I'm running into the object. Maybe I'm bumping into it 2 times because of the size of the... Maybe I'll fix that. Anyways, but you can see that I am indeed adding gold. The only thing we would want to do at this point is obviously have this thing destroy so that I can't just keep re-upping. So what we're going to do is we're going to create that pile of gold and the same thing to this guy right here. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to need to make this work is you're going to have to create a widget. That widget will then hold the word gold, the backdrop, and a count real quick. So I'm going to go ahead and make another one just so that you can see the process of doing this. So we'll go to user interface, blueprint widget. I'll call this gold 2. Oops, no spaces. So gold 2. We'll double click into it. Okay, here what I did was let's grab 2 text boxes. So we're going to grab a text box, add the word gold to it. And we'll make that a little bit bigger. Okay, let's go with about 50. Put the anchor point into the center. Okay, now I can copy that. So we're going to grab it again, Control C, Control V. We have 2. I'm going to click, let's say, come on. Ugh, so annoying. There you go. All right, so I'm going to grab the original one. I'm going to find out where its X position is. It's right there. So we'll go Control C. We'll go to the other one and we'll do a Control V. So now they're on top of each other. So really, let's just move this over a bit. And let's find where the Y is for this one so we can line them both up. Control C. Go to the other one. Control V. Okay, so now I've got both of them. With this one, I'm going to want to make the box a little bit longer so that I have more space to add numbers. The other thing I'm also going to want to do this is let's go ahead and start with no text in it. But before we do that, I want to make sure that it is right justified. So I'm going to scroll down far enough until I see justification, switch that over to the right hand side. So as numbers get larger, we will have space for those numbers to grow into. From there, the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the words that are there, because that information will be filled eventually with text that will be coming from some other place. So we don't need existing text there for now. Okay, so we have nothing in that box. I'm going to go ahead and select it. And what I want to do is I want to go ahead and put a binding on this. So in text, I want the text to change. So we're going to create the binding there. And right now we're not going to do anything because we don't have the nodes that we need. Actually, I do because I've already done this once. But I'll show you the two variables that we'll need to create to be able to get this to work. So for right now, it's good that we have the word gold, another box that has no information in it, no text. That has been bound to an event over here in the graph. That we'll eventually do. Now the only thing that in addition that I would do to this is that I would grab an image, and right now I have this in white text, so let me make this black, so then that way it will stand out against the background behind it. So I'm going to go ahead and make this large enough to be able to fit both boxes in. And the other thing is that we'll move that up. So then that way the words, oh, I guess the box is white for some reason. Let's go to color and opacity. There we go. Now we'll probably just drag that up a bit. Maybe I'll zoom in. Okay. And the only other thing that I want to see is that it actually reaches far enough. See, the other 0 would start right here, so I need to make that box long enough, and then that way that'll appear in box. Okay, only other thing I guess I want to do is add my, did that not add my, there we go. Okay, so for now we're good here. Let's go ahead and hit compile. In first person, what you're going to need to do is create a new variable. So go to variable new. You'll get a new variable. Make sure that that variable is a float. So when that new variable has been created, go over here to float. Make sure that it's float. And since this is going to be the gold counter, you could call this amount of gold or whatever it is that you want to call it. And once you've created it, remember to hit compile. And at the moment, we are going to leave this at 0. We don't need this at all. So once we have the widget created, we will want to find our event begin play on our first person character. On the sequence, add a new pin. We are going to create a gold widget. Make sure that it is the correct widget that we're using. So make sure that it is the gold, or in my case, gold 2. I'm going to leave it as gold. Pull the variable out, click out, promote it to a variable, call that variable gold. So when you select the variable, go here, call it gold, and then pull off of this, pull off of the set and add it to the viewport. So then that way that will show up when we start the game. All right, so once we have the variables in the first person, and the important one is the current gold, we're going to go to back to our heads up display, to our widget. We're going to go back to our graph, and we are going to click from here and type in cast to first person character. Okay. We want this to go to first person, so we're going to click off of the object tab and type in get player pawn, and that'll be set to 0. From there, you're going to click off of here and type in current gold. And we just want to get it. We're not setting it. We just want the value. And from there, we'll add that to the return value. Oops. And that's actually what I wanted. I don't know why it gave me this. Okay, very interesting. Anyways, so what I need is that is going to be gold, or the variable that we set up for that. This is going to be giving it to the player pawn, first person character. We're going to get the current gold, and then set that as the return value for the readout for the numbers. All right, so from there, the next thing that we need to do is set up our treasure. So we're going to go over here to the treasure, which at this point is just a static mesh. We're going to select the static mesh. I'm going to go to blueprint. And from here, we're going to go ahead and add this to the correct folder. I guess you could do that here. Let's make it go to my stuff. And I don't think I have multiple folders in there. You know what? I'm just going to set it to the first person because that's where the other one went. So we're going to go ahead and click OK. Make sure it goes to the proper folder for your group. So once that's there, we're going to go ahead and hit select. And what that's going to do is it's going to give us the ability to zoom in on the gold. We're going to add a box collision. Where are you? Box collision. Okay, so now we have a box collision, and we'll make that just a little bit bigger so it goes over the edge of the podium that I have it sitting on. Okay, so that should allow us to get close enough to it. Now, with the box still selected, I'm going to go to the event graph, right click, and we don't have the box selected. So box selected, right click, we get the extra options, add, collision, event begin overlap. From here, what we'll do is we'll say cast to first person character, other object will go, or other actor will go to object, and this will be set gold. Make sure I'm doing that right. Oh, yeah, I missed a step. I felt like I missed a step. Okay, so this is still correct. We just need to add the current goal plus however much this is going to be. So we do want to go ahead and connect that. So that was technically the next node. The only thing is that I needed to add the gold amount. So we're going to go here to as first person character, click out. We're going to type in get current gold. I could spell this, go a whole lot faster. Get current gold. We are going to then add our float plus float. So we're going to get the current gold and we are going to add. Now this is much more gold than the other side. So if I was getting 50 for each one over there, I have 4 of them here. Let's call this 200 gold. And then I'm going to add that as the new, and I feel like I got the wrong set gold here. There we go, set current gold, and that looks better. So we'll go ahead and connect that there, and we'll add that to this. Okay, so what we're saying now is when the overlap begins, cast it to the first person player, get whatever the current gold price is, add 200 to it, and then reset that as the new price. So we're going to go ahead and hit compile and save. And at this point, everything should be working for us. So let's go ahead and see what happens. Okay. We walked into it and we got like 1200. So it feels like we're going up way more than the 400 each time that we're supposed to be going. So let's take a look at how the math is being set up. And maybe what we'll also do is break this or destroy it as soon as we run into it. So it looks like we picked it up. And maybe that will stop the multiples of the numbers going through. So let's go back to first person character. No, sorry, not there. Let us go to the gold. Let's go to event edit grid. So open the grid. And after the setting of the price, let's go ahead and destroy this destroy actor or destroy component. And let's get rid of the static mesh. And then let's go ahead and get rid of the trigger box, because that is also, if that stays, then it'll just be like an invisible gold deal. So that's that. That's the... So we've already got that, and we've got the box. Okay, good. So this should eliminate any weirdness, because as soon as we run into it the first time, it'll pop, and it should only give us 200 for that. So let's go ahead and compile and save. Let's push play. And let's try not to fall off. Okay, so it feels like I might be getting a double tap. Let's see what I might have on my first person character. There may be two things that are registering as touching. So I have a capsule component. See, this is registering as a pawn, the capsule component. So now let's go to this, and let's go back to the box for it, for the treasure. And let's see what other things. So right now it's on an all overlap, so anything that touches it is triggering it to give us this. So let's go to custom, and let's, instead of a world dynamic, actually, I'm sorry, leave that. And we are going to ignore everything except for pawns. Okay, let's try that. So we're going to hit compile and save. And let's try this one more time. And we should only get the 200, and it should... okay, there we go. So it was double tapping because it was reacting with multiple surfaces, and because of that it was giving us weird readouts. But that's basically it. So now you get to do the gold pile, and you can put a different value on that one, and you can see that this one is still, you know, giving us rando values. So I'd have to go back and set up its collision settings, and then also make it disappear or destroy components to make it go away. All right, but there we go. That's working. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.